We are live. This is the market update, the Saturday night, Friday's fireside chat market update. The biggest reversal you've ever seen in crypto? Maybe. The biggest reversal I've seen since 1997? Probably. We'll go over those charts. Don't go anywhere. You woke up this morning and you were thinking to yourself, isn't there a Christmas song about this? Right? It's called, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's very off color for anybody, not in the Western world. And I was kind of like, the melody goes something like, crypto got run over by some hedge funds. Because that's what it looked like this morning. That's what it looked like. Now, if the market goes down and they're out hunting for stops, they're trying to get everybody out. They're on the clock, right? And they're moving in because they sold all that Bitcoin up at 105 and now they got to buy it back. Not to mention hedge funds are sitting on billions. How are they going to get billions of dollars in crypto in this teeny weeny market? Well, there's only one way. That's offer leverage to as many people as you can and then stop them all out and feed meme coins to retail on centralized exchanges and stop them out too. Like feeding the selling, they sell their WIF and their Ethereum or their WIF and their Solana all at the same time, all on the same day. I have to say, bravo. Crypto got run over by some hedge funds. Literally. Now, let's break that down before we welcome who's here. Crypto is such a small market relative to even the hedge funds and, of course, the ETF players that if they have to buy billions upon billions and everyone knows it's going up, at least we did 3 days ago. But anybody who's been around knows what's going to happen here. They know it. And that made them both desperate and correspondingly aggressive, right? In other words, I thought that they were going to get forced on a Christmas ramp to buy it in a thin market. What I forgot is that their jobs were on the line because I'm always the one saying that, right? They got to buy it. They got to buy it. Their jobs depend on it. So either Jerome helped them out or Mr. Grumpy Pants gave him a window and they smacked the market. And just think about it, right? Goes down Thursday, looks terrible. But you're like, maybe it's going to hold. You go to bed, it looks all right. But then you get up the next morning and you're waking up at 6 a.m., right? And everything's down 8%. And it looks like a total horror show. All the exchanges open up. Everyone sells. All the leverage players get stopped all day long. Then when they got the last person out of the pool, what did they do? They sat there for a little while, and then all the hedge fund head traders, my God, I could see it with my own eyes. Back in the day, they would just like market buy it all, market buy everything, take everything you can get your hands on, all of it. Even if you got to take it back up, just market buy everything. We got all that we can, and this is our last shot. Do it, especially in Bitcoin, right? Now, some altcoins going to come back, some not going to come back, but, the big boy and XRP and anything that can act as money, right? The stuff that came back today, yeah, that's the stuff for the rest of the cycle. Or I should say the rest of the trend, because in my opinion, the cycle is dead. That is actually starting to hit the news media. I've told you that. I work with people who have told you that. Everyone's like, this price action is created by this cycle mentality that I have to own it now. I have to 1000x this week. I have to be 75x levered right now. You can maybe add leverage if it goes your way, but I got to get levered right now. It's not just greed. It's like a scarcity mentality. And what they're doing is they're feeding you this. They're feeding you this, right? They wash you out, and then the stuff that's getting sold down here is going to get bought and is never coming back into the market. Because that's what they did in stocks. They bought stuff and they just never sold it. Never. Now, they took some heat in 2008, but they don't care. They don't care. I mean, guys like Warren Buffett, who, everyone in crypto likes to make fun of. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger were like, if you can't tolerate a 40% drawdown every 12 years, you're in the wrong business. Right? The stock guys are like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is our 40% drawdown. Let's buy everything. In crypto, two candles, 2 days, BlackRock and hedge funds literally walk away with everyone's crypto. Everyone. Like this, that's one of the worst ones I've ever seen, mainly because they were in such a pickle. They were the ones who were short. And they got saved by Powell, or did they? So here's a new question. Did they get all the crypto that they need? You want to know what? I don't think so. I think they market bought it, and now they're just sitting there waiting, and now we're just all going to stare at each other. Like they know they have to buy it, right? You may be scared to get back in. I'm going to fix that. Because this type of reversal precedes up only. I can show you. Don't go anywhere. It precedes up only. It's just a question of how long does up only take to happen? Is it a day? Is it a week? 30 days until the inauguration. How much did you put up with this year? A lot. How long was the bear market? It feels like it never went away in some cases. So could you wait 30 days if you had to? I don't think you will in Bitcoin, and I don't think you will in ski mask either. You had to watch out, like at the general public, everybody on centralized exchanges, everyone doing fart coin, nobody looking at ski mask. You got to see that chart too. All right. Obviously, don't go anywhere. And of course, if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, please hit the like button. Arendam, Miklo, welcome. Banks 911. Happy Friday. Oh my God, I'm confused as to what day it is. I think it's Saturday. I was right the first time. Happy Friday. Okay. Banks 911 says, I used to go out on Friday night. Now I watch the market update. I appreciate that, sir. Avi, Mike, hey, maybe what they could do is maybe we get simulcast and you can get it going at whatever bar or restaurant you go in. That's what I'm talking about, man. A little late night. Right. Avi, Hav, welcome. Thomas, Cattainment, David, Sam, Bautista, Grump, Gian, Proto in the house. What's going on? Yeah, man. When it's all messy, that's when you step in. Why? Because it never trades good at a bottom. It never. How was it all looking this morning, 10:30 Eastern? I'm like, oh my God, stop it. Was DJ like down 12%? It's like, oh, stop it. That's horrible. Fake. Angel, should I sell all my crypto? No. And that's the market update. No, I'm kidding. No, don't do it. It depends. It depends what you got going on there, right? Sometimes you have to tax loss sell stuff that just didn't work out. And then if you want to go back in, you go back in. That's between you and your accountant. Please do not sell your crypto to hedge funds. Okay. News. Let's go. Crypto got run over by a hedge fund. Artificial general intelligence, also known as Skynet, came online today. Artificial general intelligence. These guys have had this I think they've had it for at least 2 years. There were like whistleblowers at certain tech companies They all went away and it was allegedly unplugged. I think the only reason why we don't have Skynet right now, is because they don't have the hardware or the energy. They need nuclear power plants. And this guy from OpenAI made a joke that they need $7 trillion worth of chips. And everyone thought he was joking. He's not joking. That's what they need for, Skynet. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's the thinking computer in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Not exactly a friend of humanity. So I ask you, how are sovereigns doing protecting you these days? Not so good, huh? And then we have Skynet coming out of the private sector. So let me ask you again, privacy, what about it? Cryptocurrency, money outside the system, right? Outside the system, right? Web 2 has Skynet. What do you have? What do you have? You have crypto. That's what you have. You got to invest in whatever the countermeasure is to this. There has to be a countermeasure or a competitor. Maybe we'll do it that way. What competes with this? Skynet, Silicon Valley, Web 2, Uncle Sugar, they're all in on it. So how do you push back? We're all getting rid of crypto because of what? Why are we here? Right? You know how we start to show off? Why are we here? I hope, honestly, that if I ever make it to the Crypto Hall of Fame, if I have a little bust and you walk by and a little thing plays, a little TV thing plays with a video, I hope it's, why are we here? Why are we here? Oh yeah, this just gets better. I love the grouchy left. So Bloomberg is a financial news publication, but their ownership and their editorial board is very left of center, just being objective. And, they're super grumpy about the Orange Man, and they're super grumpy about Bitcoin because, the Orange Man's popularity and Bitcoin seem to be correlated. So, okay. Now listen to this headline. Powell, battle-ready Fed, gives the Trump trade a stress test. Jerome Powell is coming to save us all from Bitcoin and the Orange Man when they couldn't control the price of eggs and they raised rates to 5% and blew up I don't know how many banks, and I don't know how many countries, and I don't know how many central banks checking in with our friends at the Bank of Japan. But Powell is battle ready to fight Bitcoin. No, he's not. No, he's not. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Powell looked terrible. He looked like he was down 5 pounds. His suit didn't fit. Looks like rapid aging. And all these guys look like that because you know what? They have to look at not so pretty stuff every day. So I'm not really making fun of the guy. I'm definitely making fun of Bloomberg. But everybody wants to put the brakes on this. And it's not happening. And Bloomberg can get over themselves because it's not happening. If they want Bitcoin to go up, it's going up. If they want Web3 to follow Bitcoin, it's going to happen. Elon Musk wants to make sure governments have enough money to go to Mars. He might be a super patriotic guy. He's also a ruthless businessman. He was on Twitter today telling the Chancellor of Germany to pack it up. We're done, right? The biggest economy in Europe, get out, right? Can't get to Mars without global cooperation. What do you think? Now, just follow me here. Elon is telling the prime minister of another country, chancellor of another country, to quit because, I don't know. I can only imagine why. Perhaps, he agrees with, some of these policies that are going out of fashion rapidly. But why is Elon on the German chancellor? Anyone out there in Europe want to venture a guess? Well, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with patriotism. Maybe he doesn't like the ideology. Or maybe he's just telling you that if I tell you, as an Elon, we're cutting government spending, we're cutting government spending. And we're going to moon Bitcoin, and we're going to moon Bitcoin, right? You cut government spending and moon Bitcoin, you'd be shocked what happens in the financial sector and Web3. You think these guys are kidding? They're not kidding. You think Bloomberg's crying about it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cry me a river. Now, crypto grandma got run over by a reindeer. Kathy Wood, what day is this? December 15th, 5 days ago, says Bitcoin is going to $1.5 million a coin. Kathy Wood's ARK investment sells more Coinbase stock amid Bitcoin plunge. Okay. So, yes, an example of how ridiculous the media can be. Also, a ridiculous on how this fund could be. I mean, the only reason to sell Coinbase's stock is because you're trying to buy more Bitcoin ETF. Now, the other reason to sell Coinbase's stock is, I don't know if Coinbase exactly, did the right thing by sucking all these people into these meme coins. Coinbase should have onboarded everybody with free commission trading on Bitcoin and XRP, as an example, rather than listing meme coins, flocking everyone in and dumping it on their head. But if you think Bitcoin is going to $1.5 million, I don't think you jeet out of Coinbase's stock just because Grumpy Pants coordinated with Wall Street so that they could get some crypto and not get destroyed. Literally. Like, so many buyers are coming, there's no seller. There's no seller that can meet what's coming. So if they don't get ready now, it's over. It'll be over for them before it starts. 2 centuries of debt in 4 years. It took 221 years to get to $12 trillion in debt, and we added $12 trillion in debt since 2020. Credit to the Eagle King for finding this. Why are we here? We need a different form of money. Oh my God. Where do you see these dollar charts? Oh my God. Just mind-boggling. Okay, so today there was more reports from the Wall Street Journal that crypto hedge funds, right? Crypto asset managers. So we're not talking about 3 dudes in a broom closet who were anon. We're actually the crypto asset managers couldn't get banking services. I had a bank make me change an email address for like an LLC bank account because it had the word crypto in it. That was a year and a half ago. This was so unbelievable, the suppression. And when they lift the suppression, people don't understand the kind of rally that can happen. Because not only are they going to lift the suppression, but they're going to strap a rocket to it like on Bugs Bunny. And they're going to say, okay, let's ignite the rocket. Go. Go. People have become so used to suppression, they can't price in anything else. Because again, we're all in the, okay, I have to moon it so I can dump it on someone's head. Instead of, where can I buy it so I never have to sell or work again someday? Where the hell is that? SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce believes the SEC chair will prioritize crypto. The acting chair can start working on things that are a priority, and one of those issues is going to be crypto. Hester Pierce has been pro-crypto for so long. I'm kind of wondering when Hester Pierce can come out and take a bow. You know what I'm saying? She was like the quiet crypto supporter in the sea of despots and, suppressors. Thank you, Hester. Oh my God. Uncle Sugar is going to shut down. Well, it's pretty inconvenient in the middle of the holidays, but that's not how the media covers it, right? The media covers it like, oh my God, the sky is falling, when frankly, when the government was closed, life went on. They just took a vacation. It's a big problem in Washington, but not really everywhere else. UPS will do your mail. Really. So one of the reasons why they're trying to avoid a shutdown and they're going to capitulate, they're going to lose any way you look at it. They, as in the government and Congress. Elon's got them boxed in. So first they come out with an idiotic spending bill. Sort of unbelievable. Like they really don't think Elon and Twitter can move markets, I guess. So they come out with this bill and Elon goes, no. Then they have to cut the bill down and read it. They pass something, proving that whatever it is they wanted, we don't need. Then by the time they pass it, it'll be a reduced bill. So A, they got busted for spending. B, they'll spend less. And if they can't figure it out, C, they'll just shut it down. Now they figured it out. Congress, Senate, all these guys. They shut the government down and the world goes on without them. They're all going to disappear. Bye. Now that's going to be pretty sad, and that's going to have a human toll. But do you think these guys are kidding around? I don't. Meanwhile, back at the inflation ranch, because Jerome Powell is going to stand up to Bitcoin and the orange man. Yeah, the Fed's inflation gauge is coming down because price gouging and war and all this stupid stuff that's been happening and the money printing is going to come to an end. So as soon as eggs and dairy normalize and government spending gets cut, we're going to be worried about inflation going below zero. Interest rates are way too high. Money supply is falling. Jerome Powell made huge mistakes, and all they did was distract you with all kinds of BS the last 2 days. Even Cathie Wood selling Coinbase stock to get a headline. They may be closet Bitcoin buyers. They may be buying the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, even though they have a Bitcoin ETF. You don't know, right? This whole thing the last 3 days has felt like some giant shell game. I mean, who's talking about inflation being at 2%? Nobody, right? The Winklevoss twins. The government requires KYC for a bank account. Government officials, if they want to spend money, they should have their name next to, know your representative. You should know what your representative is signing off on. We got 2 senators in Texas, and one of them is very unpopular. That's Ted Cruz with the rest of the country. But this other guy, right, he does everything the deep state wants him to do, and that's Texas. These guys can do whatever they want up until now. Up until they're staring up, they're looking up, at Elon and the orange man with the high ground. Oh, look, they passed the spending bill. How about that? They're like, wait a minute. If they shut everything down, they might think that they don't need us. Now, the green button for our friends in Europe. This is what an end to talking and saying what you want looks like. Somebody says something, I think you should be respectful. I think you should, respect security and law enforcement as much as you can. But, if you put something on social media or you say the wrong thing, I don't think you should wind up in jail. That's East Germany from a long time ago. I'll let you Google it. It's not England, right? You say, guys like me, you say England. What do you think of? Winston Churchill, the RAF, James Bond, Princess Diana. Now I know that's freaking super cringe to everybody in Europe, but it's definitely not this. It's definitely not this. So everybody over there, deposit some sterling and just keep hitting the green button, man. MicroStrategy is an overvalued stock, not investment advice. Well, you know what? If that's all you can do, then carry on. Because this This has got to go. This has got to go. And you want to know how to make it go away? How about 150K Bitcoin? We had 150K we had 100K Bitcoin, and the orange man and Trudeau was like, boink, see ya. Just waiting for his resignation letter to drop. Speaking of things that are going to change, upscale San Francisco shopping center is a total ghost town with just 3 tenants. The primary job of government is to protect the people. They just put a law in place in California allowing the cops to arrest shoplifters. Because if a shoplifter stole less than $900, they basically walked with nothing more than a ticket. The primary job of government is to protect the people. Now they got to protect the people in San Francisco. They got to open up Web3. They got to breathe life back into that city. Killing San Francisco is not good for the United States. It isn't. Now, I understand, Web 2 is there. There's a lot of people who are super far left. That's fine. But we got to bring back San Francisco. And you know what? We're going to bring back San Francisco. See, this is the thing, right? This has gone so absurd. Can you imagine what San Francisco looks like with Bitcoin at 150K in 30 days? Right? I mean, I met a lawyer who worked in this area. He's like, yeah, we do blockchain projects, and it's just definitely not like the go-go days where, anybody was trying to walk in and do a project. Now the bar is much higher. Man, I want them pouring into this office. Let's go, right? You got 3 tenants in a luxury mall in San Francisco. You need 30 tenants. You need Web3 shoppers. You need developers down there working on blockchain, not Skynet. Come on. But we're selling. We're selling, right? Like San Francisco, don't laugh, has nowhere to go but up. Nowhere. And so does crypto. Nowhere to go but up. Because if you think Elon and the orange man with the Goodfellas haircut, Schultz should resign immediately. Incompetent fool, says a citizen of another country. Honestly, I wouldn't blame the Germans if the Germans were like, you know what, bro, mind your own business. But he's not minding his own business. He's making a point. You cross me, I go on Twitter, you go away. So if they can do it to the Chancellor of Germany, what do you think is going to happen to some, government agency or somebody they find people wasting money? Oh, there's no cost you can cut. It's really all entitlements. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, what these guys consider to be their business is way bigger than what people think. This has meaning that people don't understand, because when they start applying this to government spending, when they start applying it to the UK, when Michael Saylor's hitting the green button, oh, look, speak of the guy. A strategic digital asset policy can strengthen the dollar, neutralize the national debt, and put America as a global leader. Gee, Mike sounds like he's getting into politics. I think Mike's going to Washington. You imagine Mike in the Rose Garden? Because, I mean, that's pretty much the only place Mike has not talked. I can't believe, Mike can tolerate the whole sub 100 IQ thing on CNBC day after day. How about Michael Saylor from the Rose Garden in the White House? How about that? Think that's priced into the market? No, it most certainly isn't. And you know how you know? Because they were trying to get all your crypto today at 92K Bitcoin. Boy, I looked at the charts. I was like, wow, this is some professional market surgery here. A Bitcoin Reserve Act may end crypto's 4-year boom bust cycle. What? Every Bitcoin cycle has a narrative trying to push the idea that this one is different. The conditions have never been so ideal. Crypto has never had a pro-US president who controls the Senate and the Congress and came up in the business as the pretty boy banker for the people who run Atlantic City. I'll let you Google who they are. Let's just say he's gone back to his roots with the haircut. Again, Daniel, a young guy, a reporter, writing this story. Been in crypto since 2017. So young kids are getting it. Everyone else gets it. They're just not pricing it in yet because, I don't know, they're too scared to buy because the RSI's overbought, because the RSI's oversold. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've all got our reasons. Like first we couldn't buy because it was down 10%. Then we couldn't buy because it was 14% off the lows and up 5% on the day. Well, it's too late now. There's always a reason not to buy. Okay. You just can't listen to any of them most of the time. Okay. Want to see what a Bitcoin treasury could do? Exodus Wallet listed on the New York Stock Exchange this week. Crowdfund was in 2016 at a $4 million valuation, was profitable, stacked Bitcoin, listed this week at 1.4 billion. One of the few companies that outperformed Bitcoin in its 8-year journey. I mean, eventually people are going to say, you know, we should really apply this Bitcoin lesson across Web3. I think XRP could be next. There's a stock guy on one of my shows the other day going, I bought XRP at $1 and then it went to $3. And now everyone's losing their mind because it's back to $2 and I can't wait to buy more. What's wrong with all you crypto people? I mean, literally, we're at the dawn of everything we ever wanted. And we're like depressed, cheating out, stopping out, leveraging out, meme coining, fart coining. What are we doing? We invented the new world and we're getting smoked as it emerges. Rumble gets 775 million with Tether. Tether is probably starting to figure out that they're so profitable and so big, yet they are so small that if somebody finds something wrong with Tether, they're going to be in trouble. So they're going to invest in Rumble, which I believe the current vice president is business partners with Rumble somehow. There's a Rumble tie-in with Vance. Let's write these guys $1 billion check because I think Truth Social and Rumble will eventually go together, right? Ripple to donate $5 million in XRP to the inaugural fund. Oh, thank God somebody at Ripple just made a corporate decision that was smart. God, guys are sitting on like the future of money, just coming around to a decision now. Now, I understand these guys were afraid and they had to spend all their money on defending themselves from the bad man. But guys, this is the right move. All the orange man has to say is XRP. That's it. Maybe he can just tweet XRP. Can you imagine? You imagine he just tweets XRP and that's it. That's it, man. It's on. It's on like it was back in the days of Ethereum. And he could post Ethereum too because he's an ETH guy. Where do you see these dollar charts? Just wait. Just wait. All other ETFs net sold 785 million this week, except BlackRock. They bought 1.5 billion. And you know what? This is proof that central banks are buying Bitcoin. Central banks are buying the Bitcoin ETF because everyone else sold this week. Kathy Wood sold. Everybody sold except BlackRock. Okay, so who's doing business with BlackRock? BlackRock is not the actual buyer. BlackRock has got assets under management. People are putting money in BlackRock to get their ETF. So who's putting money into BlackRock when everyone else is selling? Could it be a government? Could it be the Swiss central bank? What do you think? Okay. Oh, that wasn't the headline I was looking for. I was looking for the Swiss are in. Here we go. Swiss company purchases 13 Bitcoin for $1.2 million. Swiss National Bank, Swiss Central Bank, they're coming. 435,000 traders liquidated in 24 hours, totaling $1.4 billion in losses. Crypto got run over by some hedge funds. 435,000 bullish crypto traders smoked at a possible generational low. Like literally, I mean, what would happen if you never saw Bitcoin below? Once it goes back above 100, what happens if you didn't see Bitcoin at these levels for years or ever? 435,000 people stopped out. This should read 935,000 people race BlackRock to get what's left. So all 435,000 people got to get long again. Whatever it is they get long. Hopefully they maybe do like, I don't know, let's try 5x levered chain link instead of 75x Fartcoin. You know, I know that's not available on that yet, but you get the point, right? 435,000 people have to buy crypto along with Cathie Wood, Michael Saylor, BlackRock, and the U.S. government. But the market's going lower, right? You know, we have plenty of time to buy it. It's insane. It's insane. Kraken and Ondo donate 1 million. Boy, this is going to be some inauguration, huh? They didn't want to donate to the campaign, and they're donating like $1 million at a time to an inauguration party. That's going to be some party, right? Okay. And of course, Ethereum ETF sees major outflows as crypto market faces turbulence as the dollar makes a possible gigatop. That's not in the headline. Wait until you see this PowerPoint. The PowerPoint lately has been worth the price of admission. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the mother of all reversals that I went through, that I remember. Okay. So just as a point of information, can you find the great financial crisis on this chart? This is the end of the crypto cycle chart. Okay, so this was the great financial crisis, this little dippy-do here. This is 40% down, investment banks bankrupt, Fed printing money, you know, Congress passing $785 billion in aid, which was a lot of money at the time. Yeah. And then they did QE, and it just went up only. You had a COVID disturbance. This went up for 15 years. And this, like you are like right here or right here. Probably more like right here in crypto. This is what's going to happen in crypto. Now, let's go back to the biggest reversal I ever saw when I was young. So this is S&P. And this is the 10-year anniversary of the 87 crash. So if you don't know what the 87 crash was in stocks, it was a 5-year bull market, and there were no limit moves or circuit breakers, just like crypto. So stocks went down and down and down, and then they went down 25% in one day. Now that was so jarring, right? Like, you know, the Fed had to cut rates, you know, people became extremely distraught. You know, I have a story about a guy who bought a gold bar, went home from work, bought a gold bar, and laid in the fetal position with his gold bar. That's how jarring that was. How jarring was it? Stocks freaked out on the 10-year anniversary in 1997, which is where this came from. So something happened. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's the ghost of 87. We lived with the ghost of 87. I came into market in 91. Every 3 months, somebody would go, oh my God, it's 87. Stocks went down. S&P went down like 6% in one day. That's huge. That's like limit down and then some. Okay. Then stocks went down. It was another wick. It went down another 3%, which is huge for stocks. Then stocks turned around, and from the low of that wick day to the high 2 days later, stocks were up 10%. So down 8, down 7, down 2, up 10. Now, that is a big move in stocks. And it doesn't show up on this chart, but if you could look at the futures chart, which trades longer hours, it was like a giant doji. It opened, it crashed, it came back. And then what happened? Because that's what you want to know, right? That's what just happened in crypto. They just smoked everybody out, and then they brought it straight back. What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. The market sat in a range. They actually did try to dip it again, which is laughable. I don't know if they're going to try that again, but maybe. Stocks went into a range for 3 months. They actually did dip it a couple times. And then when we started the internet and PC thing, it just went up only. Up only. This is like, is this an altcoin? No, bro. That's S&P. That's the start of a fundamental shift off the internet. Now, do we all think it's going to take 3 months to get an up-only trend off of this reversal? Oh, I don't think so. I would think you got 30 days max. You could have 3 days max, as far as I'm concerned. But when you have a reversal like this, you don't go straight up, but you get these very strong spurts, and eventually it just goes up only. Why? Because everyone gave up. This was like it's like max fear, max despair. Everybody going home from the holidays. Oh, it's FTX all over again. And what horse was out there? And that's what we call it in Texas. Horse. How much horse has been out there about the down move? Oh my God. Stop it. Okay, now let's talk about the other farce. Let's talk about the dollar. We're shutting down the government. We're humiliating these wild spending fools in Congress. And inflation's down and rates are too high. And everyone thinks Jerome Powell is going to save us from the orange man and Bitcoin. No, the orange man and Bitcoin are going to save us from Jerome Powell and the Fed and the printing press. Folks, this is the dollar index on a daily chart. This is the 13 top next to a 9 top, and it doesn't get any more toppy than this. This is a top, right? It's this euphoric, oh my God, let's buy the top because, Uncle Fed Grumpy Pants didn't cut rates to 0 because that's what the stock market wanted. So stupid. This is a top. This is absolutely over. And if you look at the weekly chart, the weekly setup, as they say in trading, is exactly the same as the last 2 big dollar tops. Just this one last time. They had to go for this one last thing. Oh, it's hawkish. They're going to hike rates. Inflation. Fake. This has to go lower. Not because you hate it. Just to get clear. The only way out of a debt problem is to devalue the currency. You have to take the currency lower. The crypto market has been taking the currency lower in a very orderly party-like fashion, I might add. So what's the problem? Well, yeah, central bank's going to push back. Okay, that's understandable. It's convenient. The central bank needed to push back at the same time. All the suits that eat lunch with the central bankers had to buy a whole bunch of crypto. So let's knock it down and let's create some goofball narrative, and we'll have Kathy Ark sell some Coinbase and get everybody going. Come on. People listen to this show are not falling for that. Do you have any idea what's going to happen to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin when this goes down? This is like a mega top. This is like, in DeMark when you got like the 13 and the 9 right on top of each other. That is a top. Bitcoin dominance. Wow, look at this thing, huh? These guys this is like, I don't know, man. It's like a horror movie. Bitcoin dominance goes down. All coins do okay. All coins get crushed. They take it right to the Lux algo resistance. They wick it through massively. Then they bring it back down again. Wow. I mean, if that is not get everybody out, I don't know what is. Who's left after that? It's like the thing in stocks. It's like, whoa, goodness. Man, crypto got run over by some hedge funds. Oh, you have a dollar index on an 89-minute chart. Lux algo, it makes very thin lines, so I traced them out, but this whole last round of new highs was unconfirmed by any of these Lux algo oscillators. It's a rollover waiting to happen. Bitcoin on a 90-minute chart, several 13 bottom signals. I call me crazy, but I don't think you're going to see the low 90s again, right? And if you do, it'll be like this weekend. But I don't think so. I mean, look at this, right? Just feel it out. See, this should have been the bottom around 95, right? But it couldn't rally. So when it couldn't rally, right, the people who were leveraged and the people who wanted to push the leverage players out just dropped it, right? Right to the DeMarc, like this is like the blow off bottom area, and they took out that area. So it's like they pushed it to the push point and beyond the push point. Or let's do it this way. They did an overshoot of the overshoot. Like I looked at these three candles. I'm like, that's like 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3, everybody out. 1, 2, 3, hedge funds back in. Right? Out, in. Right? They got everything below 100. Right? They got it all. 3 down, 3 up. And they're going to come after more. What happens if Michael Saylor, I'm telling you this, what happens if Michael Saylor wakes up Christmas morning and goes, you know what? I'm calling a press conference. We're buying everything. We're buying everything. Just market, call somebody, find a trading desk in Asia and buy it. Bitcoin got to a discount zone on Lux algo. You're not going to see, it is a 4-hour chart. Like, remember, I think it was yesterday. I was like, Bitcoin didn't quite make it to its discount zone. How curious. Do you think they knew it was there? I mean, it barely got there. It didn't quite make it at 92. You're just not going to see Bitcoin at that kind of level on like a daily or a 4-hour chart. And this is desperation. I mean, you realize that they wiped out like more than the whole month of December. They wiped everybody who bought Bitcoin, except if you got it on this wick. Everybody who bought Bitcoin in December got hosed on this down move. And what did it take? Like a day, 2 days? From the 18th to the 20th. Yeah, 17th to the 20th. 3 days. They wiped out the whole month. Because they had to get everyone's crypto. Because they had to buy it. Because the whole world's going to buy it. Because the dollar's going to top. They're going to cut spending. Rates are going to fall. Skynet's going to come online. And everyone's going to want crypto. Privacy, alternative assets. Give it to me. That includes gold. Skynet's coming online and we don't want gold. I want gold. We got problems with other countries, currencies, banks, whatever. Yeah, man. I'll take some digital gold. I'll take some Ethereum. I'll take some silver. And you can take your stocks and you can take all this Web 2 stuff. You know where you can go. You know where they can go. I'm done with this. I'm done. Right? I mean, they're telling you in plain sight, like the good guys are telling you what they're going to do. And it's funny that the bad guys won't stop. Like, you think these guys, overseas who are taking people to jail over Facebook, I know that a lot of these guys have pensions and they're just following orders, but you would think they would want to stay off camera. You know what I mean? You would think that maybe those guys might push back. And even if they can't push back, maybe you got to push back for them with the green button. Ski mask dog. Wow. They took it down to the 62% retracement of this last rally twice. So they came and got you. Then they came and got you again. And then you may never see this. You may never see it again. Right? Because all these meme coins are over-owned. Everything on the centralized exchanges is ridiculous. I don't understand how you could have fart coin backed by a computer at $1 billion, and admittedly a dog coin, but backed by a guy with 2 million followers. Like they were discarding this thing under 200 million market cap. I know that's a big market cap, but and I have an even smaller thing that I got hurt in. And I'm looking at this market, the way whatever this market is doing now, in many ways, like all the things that the market is like bowing down and worshiping now. Let's check back in 6 months. I'm thinking this washout and ski dog was an opportunity. Right. And there's fart, right? Just amazing at $1 billion. It's amazing what crypto can do, but they use this to demoralize you. That, it just happened to be. Everyone's like, oh, look, you missed it. And you feel bad. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Just get after it. I'm serious. Just get after it. Jingle Bill Rock. Crypto got run over by some hedge funds. Don't get run over. I'm telling you. Okay? I'm telling you. SG is in the house. Welcome, sir. Alexandra. Oh, my God, from Europe. Welcome. Jonathan, Angel. Hello. I definitely got Ski Dog. Before I start forgetting to share the screen, Arrow is down like what, 10% today? Look at this. Let's go to 4-hour Arrow. I don't know how many times you're going to see a coin like this get to its discount zone. I mean, they ran stops in this thing. They took this thing from 220. Look at this. I mean, I know this. I watched it, but, just going to like measure it real time. So December 15th to this morning's low, 40% down in Arrow. 40% down. This is a $10 crypto. Like your kids will be like, hey, Dad, what was life like when Arrow was at $1? Right? What was it like when everybody was over on Solana and nobody wanted to trade on base? Okay. So I think you get the point. And even if you don't, I'll be back Monday making exactly the same point. Cryptocurrency is necessary. It's like air and water. You're going to need it to live. It's not just a wealth, life-changing money thing. It is. But it's an investment decision in humanity, in your future, right? Because Skynet, Uncle Sugar, whoever, they don't want you to be as free as you would like to be. So the best way to be free is the green button. And if you don't know what to do, that's okay. There are people who can help you. We're here, right? And then there's always just the whole jump in and try it thing. The best time to jump in and try it is after crypto gets run over by some hedge funds. Okay, people, that is the market update. That is the Friday Night Fire Market Fireside Chat edition. We'll see you next week.